Hello, is this working? I think it is. It is definitely working. Okay, chaps, folks, wherever you are in the world, what 2 days have we had? Well, we've had quite a dramatic 2 days, I'd say, as events go. But we have one more surprise in store. So if you stuck around this long, thank you very much. Anyone that's raided up until now, thank you very much. We have one very last surprise for you. And I'm just going to let it do the talking. So here you go. And there we go. There was the big surprise. Yes, in case it wasn't obvious. Yes, Blast from the Past will be returning. We have our own little announcement, which is being made right now, here and now. That was made by Broken Hyperlink, who's also, funnily enough, sat alongside me. She is here. There we go. You can probably briefly hear her. Right, so hopefully everybody enjoy that little teaser. But yes, we will be back towards the back end of this year. There will be an Oengus page and everything like that. Now, you may have noticed that there was an emphasis on a number there, which was 2000. But the main thing above all else, and the reason why there's a 2000 in the title, so you may remember that when we did Blast of the Past last year, there was a case of emphasis on old games, like from before 2000. This is now an emphasis on the games from 2000. Now, more specifically, from 2000 to 2010. Now, granted, there's a bit of leeway either side of it, but I know that everyone's from different age groups and eras and things like that, but I think a lot of people may agree that the 2000s was full of some fantastic games, racing wise especially, and that's essentially what we want to show off. So on the 18th and 19th of October, that is what we aim to do. So if you remember back to the days of Burnout 3, Need for Speed Underground, Undercover, even Most Wanted, massive games in the Need for Speed series. The Gran Turismo series really stepped up its game as well, albeit through Gran Turismo 3 and 4. You also had the Colin McRae Rally series, which started to go strong. Driver had a bit of a weird version, I would say, amongst everything else. And obviously we had the games like Grand Theft Auto coming to a more modern era. So this really does open things up. There was also stuff like Sonic Riders that showed up in the 2000s, I've just been told. So, yeah, there you go. Anyway, so there's a bit of a teaser for the next event. To cover McRaeathon 2025, I'm just going to quickly mention a few notes before I hand it over to the rest of the guys to say what they need to say regarding like favorite runs and things like that. But from where I've been sat, we have had, obviously, we had a fair few tech issues during this run. Again, things have been fixed on the fly. It happens. We get that. But for our first event with NSG, I don't think it could have gone any better. And I think that, regardless of the donation tracker not working and stuff like that, it's all part of a marathon. But I want to mention a couple of people specifically, two of which are here right now. So Bryanak and Kenzie for doing the tech are the main ones. So thank you very much for volunteering and for being part of the tech team and for putting this show on. But also for NSG side as well. So Nordic is here as well. You can also hear me say this, but yeah, thank you very much, Nordic, for allowing us to use not just the NSG channel, but the NSG equipment as well behind the scenes. And just to kind of throw it over to the guys, so we have Bryanak, Dean, Kenzie, and Nordic are all here. I'm just curious as to what was people's favourite parts of the event, favourite runs, anything in particular?
Honestly, as I said yesterday, there were a ton of runs that were actually interesting this time around. Like the schedule was probably the strongest from all the McRaeathon events so far, I think. I mean, We add another time titles like Ridge Racer Type 4 and Driver 2, but at the same time we also had some really interesting titles like Excite Track, Stun GP from Zola right now at the end, Victory Heat Rally. I mean, Driftmania as well, Trackmania. I mean, this schedule was packed with a lot of interesting titles. So I'm really happy of what we managed to show off this time around, and I think that it's only going to grow from this point onwards, I think.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, there was quite the variety. You know, we were all over the place as far as games. We had Outrunners from the Sega Genesis. We had, you know, Colin McRae 2 for the original PS1. We had Colin McRae 4 for Java, right? Like, we had all kinds of crazy stuff going on this go around. And yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Kenzie, you want to go next?
Yeah, no, exactly. We had excellent variety, just like everyone said. Of course, I gotta respect anyone else who's repping the original Xbox. Erratic Raptors Roadkill run was excellent. Never heard of the game before, but very, very interesting game and a good run. And yeah, the start of today was really strong in my opinion. You know, those kind of, you know, modern indie games kind of harkening back to I guess, well, at least one of them was, you know, very much harkening back to kind of, you know, the PS1 era with Victory Heat Rally and Parking Garage Rally Circuit. Both excellent runs in my opinion. And yeah, I mean, those were just like some highlights for me personally, but yeah, definitely this was a very strong event. Some, you know, some issues, but you know, nothing too major, at least in my view. So I'm yeah, very, very positive.
Hey, it wouldn't be an NSG affiliated event if there weren't some kind of issues, right?
The NSG
It wouldn't be a
number
marathon without.
Yeah.
At least there wasn't a power outage or a blizzard or, you know, something crazy.
True, yeah, that's very, very true.
Very true.
Oh, but I wanted the snowball fight.
Next spring, maybe.
Yeah, Dean, any particular highlights for yourself?
I think the Grand Tour game for me, just because I genuinely didn't even know there was a game for the Grand Tour. I've never heard of it.
I think it had a run for about a year, to be fair, and then just disappeared without a trace.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right. But yeah,
not terribly successful, but very interesting. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think having the bid war go for like the entire event, like pretty much for like which episode that was going to be shown, was really cool. Like a very unique way of doing a bid war for, you know, a 2-day event.
Speaking of bidding, just to kind of point this one out, I think this kind of goes without saying, but this was our highest ever total donation amount, and this blasted past what our previous record was. Up until now, we was at £268. I think it was about 315 euros was our previous record, and we've got 325. I don't know what that is in euros, but I'd imagine 375, 380, something along them lines.
381.
Right.
Yeah, so that's completely blasted past what we had last time. And honestly, the other thing is as well is that not just a case of raising money for Get Well Games UK, and of course, I believe that Howling Mad Mike, amongst many others as well, have mentioned that you can. It's not just a case of donating money. You can just, if you, as Mike was saying, Howling Mad Mike, I remember specifically saying that Get Well Gamers does allow game donations. So if you can't, you know, if you've not got any money to donate, then games will happily, gladly accept games and things off you. Providing you tell them what you want, what you've got, and what you want to get rid of, they'll tell you which ones they'll take off you, and obviously you just send them off. But yeah, really great charity. I think it's the first time we've actually ever worked with them before, but I've known more of the staff for a number of years. And the fact that they're based in Glasgow is quite interesting, given the fact that UKSG is based in Glasgow, but that's just pure coincidence, I'm sure. But yeah, just overall, I really can't put into words just how much money we've raised during this event. and how well the volunteers. Like, I'm not going to take credit for anything here. I'm literally putting this down to a case of to the runners, to the all the other staff members, to the volunteers. So if you volunteered, if you ran for us, even if you've done co-commentary, it's still something. You know, at the end of the day, we want to try and make this a racing event for the racing communities to participate in and to know that they're appreciated. Because in my opinion, one of the most neglected genres in terms of speedrunning tends to be racing. I find that a lot of events don't have enough racing games, and the fact that McRaeathon is kind of taking, in a way, I feel like it takes center stage with racing games. Like, you do get, I was talking with Linky before, like, you do get the typical GDQ, you get Wave Racer and Mario Kart and all that stuff, but that's kid-friendly stuff, and it's not, in my opinion, it's racing, but it's not like what we do. It's, you know, that there are a lot of runners that haven't ever had the chance to show off certain racing games, whether they're bad, whether they're great. I mean, for example, like, we've not really had much Need for Speed in McRaeathon, but we did have, you know, we've had like Test Drive 5, I think it is, that Thrasher did. We had Gran Turismo 7 this year. You know, obviously, like I said, like, as Nordic was saying, we had like Outrunners. We had a massive variety of games as well. And realistically speaking, going forward, I would love to see this event grow from strength to strength. Obviously, we're going to make sure that the next event and the event after that and the event after that will be as fun and as great as they can be. And obviously continue to raise money for charity and basically showing off what the racing communities can do. Just to kind of mention a last few details as well to round this out. So obviously we have mentioned about Blast from the Past 2000, our next event, as I said, which will be on October 18th and 19th. But the main thing above all else is that after that event is finished, we'll obviously then start looking at McRaeathon for the future. We do want to try and make sure that this event is running overnight at some stage. But we will see, to be honest. Above all else, it should go well. And yeah, we'll see how things go. But yeah, mega thanks to NSG for allowing us to run our event with them and in partnership with them. And like I said, just thank you to everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. If you participated, you know, helping out and everything. And just to also mention as well, we didn't even mention that bit. Our social media person, Linky, she's also here with me. And obviously Zola, who's done the amazing graphics on screen, of course. Yeah, I can't put it into words. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody. And we will see you for our next event on October 18th and 19th. Back here on the McRaeathon channel and on the NSG channel as well. For McRaeathon Presents A Blast from the Past 2000. And yeah, we'll catch you all again soon. So good night. And yeah, have a good one. See you guys soon.